Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Enlightenment Stories. Tonight, we have a very special guest, a scientist, a researcher, someone whose life took a strange and terrifying turn. Please join me in welcoming Dhruv Sharma. Dhruv ji, thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Dhruv Sharma, and I work as a scientist at a pharmaceutical company. But today, I'm here to share a story, something that happened to me during my college days. It's something so strange, so bizarre, that I still struggle to believe it happened, even with all my scientific reasoning. We are all ears, Dhruv ji. Please, take us back to the beginning. What happened? It all started when I was in college. Like any other student, I was up late studying for exams. I was scrolling through Facebook trying to unwind after a long day when I received a message. It wasn't anything unusual at first, or so I thought. Facebook Messenger chat appears on screen, fading into Dhruv's voice. "Hello, how are you?" "I'm good. Why are you up so late? Can't sleep?" "I study at night. It keeps me up." "Staying awake isn't always good. Strange things happen at night." I laughed it off. We continued chatting, and after a few minutes she asked if she could call me. I agreed, and that's when things started getting strange. She introduced herself as Shilpa. Her voice was sweet, captivating, almost hypnotic. She said, "Strange things happen at night, you know." I responded, "What kind of strange things could happen at home?" And she replied, "I can show you." The lights flicker in the video as the scene transitions to Dhruv's memories. Her voice was like silk, but there was something darker underneath it. She went on to say, "Well, this is a beautiful kind of strange. You think I'm beautiful without even seeing me?" I laughed, but there was something eerie about her confidence, something unsettling. We kept talking, sharing stories about our lives. She told me she worked night shifts. I told her I'd be up late too, so we agreed to meet the next night. She said, "Meet me at midnight, but don't come during the day." I didn't think anything of it at first. After all, we were both night owls. Midnight? That's already pretty unusual. But Dhruvji, what happened when you actually met her? I followed her directions the next night. She told me to meet her at a secluded road. It was late, and the place looked eerily empty, dark, almost abandoned. I remember thinking, is this really the place? Did she give me the wrong address? I called her, but the call dropped. I looked around, confused, and then suddenly she was right there, standing in front of me. "Are you Dhruv?" she asked. I was stunned for a moment, then nodded. "Yes. And you must be Shilpa." She was wearing white, long hair flowing, her brown eyes gleaming under the streetlight. She looked almost angelic, but something was off. She said, "I love the silence of the night. Let's go to the cottage I live in. It's nearby." As we walked toward her cottage, I noticed something strange. Dogs, lots of them, barking from a distance, but not one of them came closer to us. I asked her about it. "Why don't they come near?" I asked. She smiled softly and replied, "They see me every day. They're scared of me." Then she said something that made my blood run cold. "I collect data on the dead." I laughed nervously, thinking she was joking. But then she continued, "We don't just record deaths. We decide how someone will live and die." I didn't know what to make of it, but I followed her to the cottage anyway. We arrived, and the atmosphere was unsettling. The cottage was dark, foggy, and surrounded by crows. It was so quiet, it felt like the air itself was holding its breath. Inside, things were even stranger. There were deer heads mounted on the walls, devil statues scattered around, and what looked like bloodstains on the floor. It was like stepping into a haunted house. I asked, "Why all the creepy stuff?" She smiled and said, "I love horror movies." She asked me what I wanted to drink, and I said, Whatever you're having. Beer, then, she replied. We started drinking and the conversation turned darker. She asked if I'd ever been in love. I told her yes, but I had been betrayed. She looked at me with those piercing eyes and said, I cursed him, and his whole family died. I used black magic. I was stunned. What? She just shrugged. Don't worry, Ababa did it for me. I didn't know what to think anymore. Then she asked, Do you believe in ghosts and spirits? I told her not really. She said, Well, sometimes strange things happen for the first time. That's when I saw it. A shadow passed behind me, just in my peripheral vision. I turned around, but no one was there. Who was that? I asked. No one's here except us, she said calmly. Maybe I'm just hallucinating, I replied, my head starting to spin. I felt strange. Then she said something that still haunts me to this day. Do you want everything in life? Money, fame, power? I laughed nervously. Of course. Then sell your soul to the devil, she said coldly. Burn all the pictures of God in your house and you'll get everything. I didn't take her seriously at first, but later that night, something inside me snapped. I went home, and I burned the photos from my temple, just as she said. The next morning, I got a call from the bank. Sir, your loan of 1 million rupees has been approved. That's when I froze. This loan had been rejected years ago. How could it suddenly be approved? Minutes later, the money was in my account. That was just the beginning. Soon after, I found myself spiraling. Drugs, corruption, power, it consumed me. I took 17 more loans, I corrupted others, and I felt unstoppable. But then the shadows appeared. They were black silhouettes that followed me, whispering instructions, controlling my every move. They were always there, lurking in the corners of my vision. I saw Shilpa again, but by then, it was too late. I couldn't escape. I was lost. My sister Ramandeep came into my life again. She saw the changes in me and she knew something was wrong. She stormed into my flat one day, angry. What the hell, Dhruv? I sent you here to study. What are you doing with your life? I'm doing what he wants, I replied, pointing to the picture of the devil. Ramandeep didn't give up. She went to a priest begging him to help. My brother is possessed. Please help us, she said. And so the ritual began. As I sat in my apartment suffering, I heard Shilpa's voice again. Sign the contract, she whispered, cold and clear. Then I realized I wanted out. I didn't want this life anymore. But was it too late? I opened my eyes. But was it really my soul I was giving up? Or had I already lost everything? Thank you for sharing that with us, Dhruvji. What a haunting journey. Sometimes, what we think is a simple choice can lead us down a path we never imagined. Let us know your thoughts, viewers. Have you ever felt that something or someone had control over your life?